On this episode of the Layover Live, Nissen stops by to talk the death of advertising. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 37 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, joined by our digital strategist, Nissen. So Aaron, welcome.
Thank you.
Always happy to have you here. When you're here, we're usually talking big type of stuff. We're talking strategy. Today we're talking the death of advertising, or article that came out that we saw in Medium about the death of advertising. Now, I'm usually pretty hesitant with these kind of articles, right? Because if I had a nickel for every time I heard the death of SEO or the death of paid media, I'd be rich and I wouldn't be working right now. But this article actually brings up some really good points, right?
It does. So if you get past the title, it's a bit sensationalized, and so obviously, it's content marketing just to click on it, but it worked, So when you actually look at what the article is saying, it's looking at the retail industry and how mass marketing has kind of changed from a one-size-fits-all approach, and then moving into more targeted niches. And so it uses retail to tell that story. One of the examples that they talk about is the Dollar Shave Club. Gillette has been the kind of the powerhouse there, and they have a lot of marketing budget, but Dollar Shave Club starts up, most of men probably saw those Facebook ads for years, and they grew their business significantly to the point where they sold off for about $1 billion, I believe it was. Yeah. But they had a niche, they owned the niche through very targeted, precise marketing. They didn't appeal to the masses, and it worked really, really well. And so that's kind of the whole kind of premise of what this article is. So kind of the takeaway here for looking at, how does this apply to businesses, or DMOs, is that we just don't have the mass budgets that some of these media giants have, like car companies, or in this article, McDonald's is prevalent.
Right.
McDonald's has nearly $1 billion in marketing, and I think the number is
it's like $1 $6.
1/6 of every restaurant marketing dollar is McDonald's. So they're so big, they've just cornered the market, and they kind of have to keep going that way. Now, DMOs, we're not going to get that market penetration because there's so many DMOs out there, and our budgets aren't nearly that big. I don't know any DMO even close to $1 billion in terms of budget.
Right.
So what this means is that DMOs need to kind of innovate, like the Dollar Shave Club, by being very hyper-focused, target the people who really have a propensity for destination, and not spend as much on traditional marketing to the masses. Not saying that it's not needed, but budgets need to shift, and we need to kind of innovate and think differently, like those upstart retail companies. Is kind of the gist of it. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're spot on with that, especially nowadays with the algorithms being so good across Google, Facebook, and other platforms. You're very, it's not a day of just throwing money at it and just hope something sticks. You can very easily in some of these platforms reach that target audience that you're trying to go after, and then try to really push on those experiences and create advocates within the destination. So it's a pretty big article. It's a long article, but what's a key takeaway or something that DMOs can take away from this?
I think the key takeaway that I would take away is that DMOs need to innovate in terms of how they approach their marketing, particularly their budget allocations. Large DMOs, probably we don't need to innovate as much because they have a bigger budget and they can corner more of the market. But for small, mid-sized DMOs, digital is a great way, very cost-effective, but move more into niches and small campaigns at seasonal elements, and move away from the summer and winter campaign, that one-size-fits-all, but target people on their interests and align that with your destination. So really thinking about innovating with budgets and focusing on niches and smaller campaigns to drive a clear outcome, and less on the mass. That's
it. It's a really good point. Audience targeting is the way to go after it, and definitely the way things are shifting. So Aaron, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Thanks you all for tuning in every single week. We'll see you next time, and have a great day.